Before I start the actual video, I just want to let you know, those of you who are watching this right now, that in light of my channel getting at the current moment more than 500 subscribers, starting early next year, I'll be having an official Instagram account made solely for the channel, posting all sorts of news, announcements, and teases at the Black Goats King. If you're interested in following, keep an eye on the lower corner of the banner image where the links for my anime list account and Facebook page are, or the About section next to the discussion when you go directly to the channel's main page. You'll find all the links there once I make it public at the start of January. I'll see you there when I post the first look for the brand new thumbnail of the first video for the new year. Really, thank you all of you new and old subscribers for watching my content. And with that, cue the intro. So here we are, the end of another year, a new installment of the Best Girls series. As usual, I haven't seen all of 2020's anime series that have been released, despite the fact this was a weak year for anime in general, due to rescheduling, due to the current situation we're all living in right now. But that doesn't mean there hasn't been certain highlights with shows, and of course Best Girls. I also want to remind everyone that all of my choices are based on my own personal opinion, so if you have some different choices and overall winner for this year's picks, be sure to make your voice heard in the comments below. Starting off this list, in no particular order of preference, I have Chizuru Mizuhara from the Rent-a-Girlfriend anime series. Mizuhara will definitely be on many people's list this year, I'm sure of it. That is, if they haven't made her their wife already from the get-go, and I don't blame them. Popular or not, I think she was clearly the standout character from that series, and honestly, the main reason why I continue watching this cringe fest that was Rent-a-Girlfriend. No, our main protagonist doesn't deserve her, but I still had a blast watching her put him in his place for the crap he put her through. Midori Asakusa was also the main reason why I appreciated Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken, one of the dark horses of this year of shows. Besides the inventive and energetic animation and direction and the overall passion for the making of this anime, seeing this quirky character's shenanigans and overall passion for her dream was a real treat, and out of all of the girls from this list, she was one I had to have here, for just how unique and charming she was from the competition. Full of passion and motivation was also Natsume from Deca-Dence. One of the most, if not the most unique show from this year, Natsume as a protagonist was the glue that kept the whole story from falling apart in its most wild moments, alongside her future mentor in the show. She is one of those characters that you know from the very moment they're introduced, you are going to love them. And not only I did, but I also knew she would get a spot on this list from the get-go. And here we are, funny and pure, determined and brave, but also vulnerable. As a character, she was able to portray such a wide range of emotion and personality in such a short amount of time. Truly impressive to see. Next up I have Haru Nonaka. Sing Yesterday for me has its ups and downs, but if there is one thing from this show that was consistent and never boring to see was Haru's journey. One of the most real in terms of portrayal and relatability, she was the anchor that kept the ship from drifting off into obscurity. Even after it's over, I still remember this character and her iconic design, her sweet kind-hearted nature and her perfect introduction, from what otherwise is sadly a forgettable show. The ending might have been rushed, and in all honesty a little bit forced, but still, her smile and terrible joy at the end was just priceless, and I was happy she was able to get her happy ending. Out of the entire cast, she was the one who deserved it the most. Honestly, I don't have much to say about Echidna. I think that's how you pronounce it. Besides that, I really enjoy her personality and how many layers she had as a character in the little amount of time we spent with her in season 2 of ReZero. The Witch of Greed and one of the most interesting characters from the show so far. Her introduction was what made me want to start the second season of a show I didn't have much of a connection with. So I guess that says a lot. Yes, she's the best girl so far in the story, Ram fans. Many apologies. You probably don't know, but I am a massive fan of Oregairu, or my teen romantic comedy as wrong as I expected. And one of my favorite protagonists in anime of all time is Ikigai Hachiman. That being said, once I realized that the much anticipated third season was coming out in 2020, I knew that both Yukinoshita and Yui will definitely be on the list. And no, I can't play Hachiman and choose only one, fortunately, because I just can't. If you're also a fan, you can surely sympathize. I also liked Hiroa's role in this season, but I think her screen time was handled more consistently in the previous arc, so that's why I don't have her here. But still, these two are plenty, trust me. Two polar opposites and yet two amazing and very well written characters. Yukino more quiet and reserved, but incredibly determined, fierce, and hardworking. Yui energetic, heart-melting material, and painfully sweet. These two made the journey to the end incredibly painful in the best of ways, but ultimately wholesome in the end. Gosh, I love this season. Wrapping this up, of course, I have to talk about a literal waifu, Tsukasa-chan herself. Yes, the concept for Fly Me to the Moon, incredibly ending song for Neon Genesis Evangelion that Netflix should have bought its rights for, but I digress, or Tonikaku Kawaii, is particularly strange, but hell, marrying a goddess such as Tsukasa, what a dream. What a lucky man our main protagonist is. Now, it's not a harem or a hentai. This show is incredibly wholesome, and Tsukasa is much more than the perfect girl around the corner. As the show goes on, you see more and more of this character's personality that shines through all the time, even in the more downer moments. Before we get to my actual pick for Best Girl of 2020, I must talk about two honorable mentions first, and those will be Mion and Shion Sonozaki from Igarashi Go or When They Cry Go. Particularly Mion without the Yandere vibes, which is why unfortunately she didn't make the list, and Shion, well, I can firmly say I don't trust her much either. So, with that being said, it's time for me to announce who for me was this year's best girl. A very hard choice actually this year, mainly because of Yukino and Yui, but I ultimately settled down on Haru as 2020's very best. For all of the reasons I mentioned before, she had to take the crown, she just had. Haru is just that kind of gal that must be treasured, and with that, we reach the end of the video. So, before you go, let me just thank you for sticking around all the way up to the end, and for deciding to spend your precious time with me, watching my videos, hearing my beautiful voice, and interacting through the comments or the likes, and even dislikes ratio. Also, if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for deciding to subscribe, and of course, those of you who are still here and haven't abandoned the ship, thank you, thank you, thank you, every single one of you who have watched my content. I know this year was a tough one overall, and I also know that especially for some, it has been particularly difficult. So I truly hope that I was able with this channel to inspire and bring some joy to some of your own lives in difficult times. I'm hoping in getting to interact some more with you all and keep delivering the goods for you. That being said, it's with great pleasure that I wish you a good start for the new year and say, Cha, matane.